Okay, it is now after dinner. So I'm going to go ahead and film a video right now. Joshua, what you doing? Hey, where's your sheepy? Where's your sheepy? We're in the middle of trying to pack to get these boys finished up, and it's just crazy. I need to get a little bit of the house in order. It's actually not bad, but I don't know what this is going to be yet. Kind of like a last minute clean with me. And we gotta do the kitchen. My daughters are going to do the dishes. Not much needs to be done. I kind of clean as I go when I cook. I actually have a bag of stuff that needs to go up to our beehive, but we might just wait till we get back. Anyway, yeah, so I gotta kind of pick up just a little bit. Brooke, are you doing kitchen? By myself. She's amazing. She is. She does the kitchen like 90% of the time by herself. So it is starting to get dark out, and it is time to get these littles in bed. I also got some packages I need to open up. So I'm gonna share all that with you. The bad news is Copper has diarrhea, and he's got to go with us to Nebraska. Okay, so you have your deer.
Wait.
I know, but Copper needs to go potty first. He's the one with diarrhea. Put him out first. Who's in there? The sheepy's in there. Where's your eagle?
I forgot.
You forgot him. Where's your lion? I don't know. Okay, anyway, so I know my daughter does not want to be on camera, so I'm respecting that, but she's like, I'm out. Okay, so while they're doing some cleanup, and I also got, excuse me, some non-adherent pads. So just I want to kind of stock up our medical kit. I you know, it didn't really hit me, you know, that I was missing a few things. So I have some for us and some for our animals. And then I also got, I think it's called Prid Pain Relief and Irritant Drawing Salve. I got some more. I got 2 different brands. This one's like an Amish style. I didn't realize it was so small. But anyway, that's like an Amish brand. And then I got this. So have that. And that's like for multi-use. I think that's even for people use. I have these cohesive wraps. Mainly for our animals. I think I have some for us, just some regular tan ones for our medicines, cabinet supplies, emergency first aid. But this is 15 rolls. I am sorry, I'm clearing my throat. I'm having some issues with allergies today. But anyway, so I have some of these to wrap if I have to do a little surgery on one of our animals. And then I also got, I have another box, but it's like taking longer to ship. But I did get some scalpels. I do not have any, and I think that's kind of just smart to have on hand. I have a background in nursing anyway, so if I had to do something myself, I could. But anyway, just some regular scalpels. I have these down in the Amazon section in my description below if you want to find any of these products and get them yourself. For you guys or your animals. Is the brand, so it's got 10 pouches for that. And then I have essential oils. What? You want to pop the bubbles? All right, and then you gotta throw it out, okay? Anyway, my dogs are running. They're like, no. Nest, I have a ton of essential oils, and I usually use essential oils, but I'm gonna be honest, sometimes they're just not enough, or they just don't spread out that much. And I've went through all the diffusers. I've had essential oils since like 2016, 2017. Lots of doTERRA, but I like these a lot. And the Birchwood Pine, I think, is my absolute favorite. Well, I can't say favorites. I've only smelled like 2 of them. Can you guys turn that dining light back on? The lighting in here is really dim without it. Anyway, so I have Birchwood Pine, and I like it. I know it's not like probably the best thing to breathe in, but really, I don't know. Choose your battles. I like my house to smell nice. I do use essential oils a lot. I do have diffusers, but I really, really, really like the smell of this and how spread out it is throughout the house. So anyway, I'm going to cut this short real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I need to go in my boys' room. This is my boys' room, and I need to kind of organize the chaos. Like I said, they've been, well, actually I said it in a cooking video that I'm doing for you guys, but I have been trying to pack their stuff today, and they took it upon themselves to pack their stuff. So I need to kind of straighten this mess out and get their stuff packed and get all their outfits set aside in an actual duffel bag, not trash bags, but they packed a lot of their stuffed animals. So I'll take you along while I kind of reorganize some of this chaos. Okay, now we're going through the shuffling of kids, tucking kids in because they love their siblings. I love you. Good night. You got your lion. He's so cute. Is he going on vacation tomorrow?
No.
No. You're gonna leave him here all alone?
Here.
Here? By himself? What? He's gonna be all alone.
I was in the bedroom.
Good night. You got all your stuffed animals packed up, huh, Isaiah? Are they all packed up in your bag? Just 2 stuffed animals. And Gabriel, are we packing yours in the morning? Okay, here, all your bears. So Gabriel's nickname is Gaby Bears, and it's been since he was like a newborn. So Gaby Bears, and he has all the bears. And then he has all the mooses, including a little one hiding back there. He has all the mooses. So Isaiah, we call him Zaya for short. And then there's a VeggieTales song, but anyway, instead of Zay, you would have to watch VeggieTales to understand it, but it says Zayboo, and it's a song about Zayboo. So we call him Zay Moose. So Zay Moose and Gaby Bears, don't ask, but love you. And then you, what's your nickname? What do we call you? Joshua. No, what's your nickname?
Joshua.
Well, it's Joshua right now, but it's usually not. Love you. Joshua Austin. Good night, boys. Love you. Well, all right, I need to clean my car out. I have a coffee addiction, I swear. It's like 9:30 at night, and here I am making coffee. My older kids want to watch an episode of Tom and Jerry. My kids love that. They're like hooked on it, so I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's a clean show compared to nowadays, so not going to argue that, but we're going to detail my car a little bit. I hope the lighting's decent in the garage. For garage lighting, we'll see. But anyway, I need to make myself a latte because I'm struggling. And I feel like it's after the kids are in bed that my night actually starts. But my daughter's amazing. Besides her water cup right there, she kind of deep cleaned the kitchen. I have my computer stuff there and my package stuff that needs to get put away. And that's really it. So not bad. Okay, guys, it is late. I was going to do a clean the car with me, but the garage lighting is so bad. Everybody's sleeping, so that's why I'm being quiet. Hopefully you can hear me, but the garage lighting was terrible. So before we leave tomorrow, I'm gonna have to try to wake up early and get my car done. I'll try and do a video on that. You know what? Maybe I'll do a video when we get back from vacation, like a clean with me car detailing. I think I'll do that because I'm sure after having 8 kids and the dogs in my car, it's going to need it. So that'll be a good video. Just know it will never be that messy unless we're going on a trip for a few days, but that'll be a good video. So I'm gonna save it for that. I'm gonna wrap up this video. It's late, everyone's in bed, but I want to guarantee we have breakfast made in the morning. My husband really likes to kind of rush off when we have something planned, like first thing in the morning, make something that's a super quick, fast breakfast. And what we have not had for a long time was cinnamon rolls. So I'm gonna share with you guys a really simple, I say simple, but a really delicious cinnamon recipe. Usually I would do a separate recipe video, but I figured this is a good way to kind of wrap up this video. So since I can't really do anything else, I was going to do our bedroom, but my husband's in bed. So when we get back, I'm going to do a deep clean of our bedroom, and I'll take you guys along for that. Let's see. So I'm going to just cut to the chase. As usual, in the description box below will be the recipe. This is kind of a twist on the traditional cinnamon roll, and it actually has, I'm going to do a brown sugar type icing for the top, so just a little different, but my kids like that. So cinnamon roll recipe, you will need 1 tablespoon of yeast, 2 tablespoons of sugar. To this, you want to add in 1 cup of milk, and I warm it up just to take the chill off. And then you're going to whisk this together. You are then going to add in a 1/4 cup of sweetened condensed milk. Followed by 1 egg. Once again, you are going to go ahead and give that a good little whisk. Next, you want to add in 3 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. 1, 2, 3, and then my 1/4 cup is dirty, so I'm going to take my tablespoon and add 4 of these for a 1/4 cup. 3 and 4. You then want to add 1 teaspoon of salt. Take your dough hook and attach it onto your mixer and crank it to a level 2. And you're going to let that mix until it starts pulling away from the bowl. You then want to take a 1/4 cup of softened butter. I just softened this for about 20 to 30 seconds in the microwave. And you're going to add that in. And once again, put it on a level 2. Now, I really like to soften it where it's almost kind of melted. Otherwise, the dough can stick to the sides and kind of spread out and wrap around the inside of your bowl, and you don't want that. And if that does happen and it is sticking, I don't know if you can see well, let me move you a little bit, but like sometimes it'll spread out against the bowl. And if that's the case, you can always take a spatula and fold, without my hand in the way, and kind of fold it off the bowl and fold it over into the middle and just kind of smush it, and it'll eventually incorporate. But if you soften it to the point it's almost melted, you usually have no problems. And go ahead and let that knead for another 5 to 7 minutes. I'm just going to add a teeny tiny bit more. Okay, it has been 7 minutes, so I'm going to take this dough hook off. I washed my hands, took my rings off. Like I said, it's a really sticky dough, so that's totally normal. That was really loud, sorry. It was very loud. I didn't think it'd do that, so I wiped everything down really well. I'm going to take one of these little scrapers, scrape my dough onto a clean surface, and it is sticking to your counter a little bit. Feel free to add in a tiny bit of flour, but you want this to be a sticky dough, so I just added maybe another teaspoon of flour, but okay, and after about maybe a minute or 2 of kneading, I just kind of pull and tuck the sides, and it's a beautiful dough ball, nice and smooth and sticky. Once again, it sticks, but it doesn't like come off on your hand. So you can use I'm shaking, sorry. You can use a Pam spray or olive oil spray. I have a little bit of olive oil in here, And you're just going to want to plop your dough ball in there, flip it around a little bit, get it nice and coated. These, I bought them on Amazon. It was in a bulk pack, but kind of like a flour sack type towel. I dampen it and squeeze it out really well with warm water. And you're going to go ahead and just cover the top. And I'm going to place it over there in my oven. I have a proof button, so it'll proof my bread, and you're going to let it rise at first for 1 hour. If you do not have a proof setting for your oven, you can just put it in your oven with your oven off, but your oven light turned on, and that'll keep it warm enough. So 1 hour, I will bring you back. It'll be an hour for me and a second for you. Okay, it is much later than I would like it to be, and now I'm like, why didn't I make something simpler? But I'm going to flour the counter nonetheless because we've already made it this far. So you're going to take your dough out onto a lightly floured surface. And go ahead and spread it out. And for this, I am going to use my rolling pin, and I'll bring you right back. Okay, personally, I like to roll mine out to about 1/4 inch thickness, and just try and make sure your corners are straight. You want it to be even when you roll it. Mine's not that perfect, so I'm going to fix it real quick. Okay, and then I just heat up some butter in the microwave for about 30 seconds. I use about 3 tablespoons of salted butter. Okay, once I have that rolled out, I'm just taking a bowl, and I'm using about 1 cup of powdered sugar for the filling. I have a 1/2 cup, so that's why I did that twice. And then I add 3 tablespoons of ground cinnamon. I actually sound a little bit wheezy. I went over at my friend's house earlier, and she had some silver fox rabbits, and she showed me them. And I have rabbits too. I have New Zealand, Californian cross. But when I went in there, I literally felt like I started getting an asthma attack, even though I don't have asthma. Just really wheezy, deep cough, and I still feel short of breath like a couple hours later. So not quite sure if it's allergies or asthma. I'm not sure. I've never had that happen. Not quite sure, but anyway, I notice how I'm breathing a little harder to breathe. So I don't know how it sounds on this, but I just feel like I can't really say a whole lot in one sentence. So I'm going to get a little sifter. I just use one of these. It's a little easier to apply it. And then you're going to take your butter and just brush it onto your dough. Okay, now you are going to want to very carefully and slowly roll it. I roll it just a little at a time so it's nice and tight. And just carefully start it and peel it off the counter. And then once you get it really off the counter, you can start rolling it a little bit like this. And I'm just kind of pushing back with my fingers to make sure it's tight, and see if you don't have it evenly on the side. There's going to be a little excess, but that's okay. It still tastes the same. Okay, and once I've rolled it onto the seam, I lift and I bring it back and I pinch it together. So you're just taking the seam, folding it over, pinching it really well. It's really hard with nails because you're like trying not to puncture into the dough. But just keep pinching it till you get it. I just go like that and kind of just get it into the place. Okay, and then I microwaved for about 10 seconds some butter, and you want to go ahead and butter your 13 by 9 dish. I wish at this point I could say they are going straight in the oven, but we have a second rise. So let's get the cinnamon rolls in place. Again, I dampened this with warm water, wrung it out really well so it's not soaked, and I am going to cover these, put them back in the warm setting in the oven, the bread proofing setting, and you could put them in for about 45 minutes to an hour. Because of the hour it is, I am going to do 45 minutes. For you guys, it'll be a blink. Okay, well that is rising. We are going to set our stovetop to medium heat, and we're going to melt half a cup of salted butter. So 1 stick of salted butter. Okay, once the butter melts, you're going to let this boil for 2 minutes on medium heat. While stirring it, actually I think I have mine on medium low. So let that boil for 2 minutes. Okay, once your 2 minutes is up, you are going to add in 1 cup of light brown sugar and mix that together. I still have mine on about medium low, and you are going to want that to boil for 2 minutes as well. So keep mixing that in. And again, you want that to boil for 2 minutes while constantly stirring. And I will bring you back when 2 minutes is up. After 2 minutes, you want to go ahead and remove that from the heat. And it is still boiling, and I'm going to give that a good stir. And then you want to add in about 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream to that. It's going to sizzle and bubble, and then you'll see it start to turn into like almost like a caramel type color. And just give that a good whisk. Now I have mine on a cooling rack, and in this bowl I have 3 cups of powdered sugar. You can use 2 to 3 cups of powdered sugar according to your taste, but I like to use 3. So I am going to add that mixture in and actually get a spatula real quick and scrape the very. Now you can use a KitchenAid mixer, but I am using a handheld mixer, and you're going to want to just whip this together until it is light and fluffy. And I'll bring you back when we get to that point. Now, after about 2 minutes, this is going to be a thick texture, but it is spreadable. So you can make this right before it's time to frost them. I might give it a good mix, but I'm still waiting 10 more minutes for the cinnamon rolls to finish their second rise before I pop them in the oven. I just like to make this in advance, but you can make this right up to before you're about to frost them. You want to let the cinnamon rolls cool for at least 10 to 15 minutes before you frost them. I just like to jump the gun and get it done so I can keep things moving. Okay, you guys, it has been about 45 minutes, and these have risen beautifully. I'm now going to put them in a 350-degree oven for anywhere from about 25 to 30 minutes, sometimes a little more. It depends with if they're cut thicker or the humidity in the room. So I'm probably going to do these for 30 and I'll let you know when I pull them out if they were done. Okay, it has been about 28 minutes and these are done. I need to go take my dog outside, but I'm going to sit these right here and let them cool for about 10 to 15 minutes and we'll be right back. Okay, these have cooled for a few minutes. Note to self, I have never made it in advance, but it gets dry and crumbly, the icing, so just because it's a little bit thicker. So I'm going to actually add a little bit of heavy whipping cream and kind of get it reincorporated. Okay, so I added about a tablespoon and it's pretty good now. I whipped it on high for about a minute or two, so don't really make that too far ahead of time. And so I'm just going to spread this on. And yeah, I whipped the remaining rest for another minute and it came out perfect. So I just didn't whip it long enough. So user error, you guys. Probably shouldn't be doing a video on an icing that I only used one other time, but it is delicious. And now look at that. Now it's like perfectly spreadable. Absolutely delicious. So really yummy. All right, you guys, these are all iced and I'm going to let them sit. I'll show you what they look like in the morning in a couple hours. I need to go to bed, so I'll see you soon. Okay, here's breakfast.